The current chaos will not be managed by control. It might be navigated with character. So what do? How do we focus our attention? How can we prepare ourselves for the inevitability of unpredictability? You've heard it said that you should have a 10-year vision for your life, but you should also have a 10-year vision for your character. If you visit London, and you must, it perhaps is the greatest city on the planet, you must find yourself at Westminster Abbey, which is the coronating and celebrating and resting place of the great and good of the United Kingdom. And if you do so, you need to find yourself at the North Choir Aisle, because in the North Choir Aisle there is an epitaph and statue to one of the great leaders of our nation, William Wilberforce, the abolitionist. On the epitaph it says this: "In a country fertile with good and great men, he was foremost amongst those who fixed the character of their times." Back in the late 18th and beginning of the 19th century, the word fix and the word character didn't mean what they currently mean. The word fix didn't mean the temporary mending of something. It didn't mean the supergluing of your mug handle to your mug. It meant the setting of something in culture. The word character comes from the original Greek, meaning an iron stamping tool, an etching of something that is permanent, an etching of the soul. Now, the late 18th and the early 19th century was a time of mass turmoil in thinking and inventing, in science and religion and in politics. And the same is true today. We're living in a time of change. The chaos that we're experiencing everywhere will not be dealt with by control. The next 10 years will entail massive transition. New technologies, political turmoil, economic collapses and booms. The one thing we can be certain of is that none of us know how this is going to play out. And therefore, in this world of uncertainty, playbooks and strategies, they're important, but they can only take us so far. We might make detailed plans, run the numbers, calculate probabilities, and then some black swan event completely derails everything. The landscape changes, the whole playing field is completely different. In this new world, in this current chaos, the answer is not control. The answer is not new frameworks or strategies. So what do? How do we focus our attention? How can we prepare ourselves for the inevitability of unpredictability? The answer is character. You've heard it said that you should have a 10-year vision for your life, but you should also have a 10-year vision for your character. Good character is, in my view, emergent from 4 qualities: true, brave, kind, and curious. True is authenticity. It is me and not something or someone else. It refuses to succumb to invidious comparisons and resultant mask wearing. True is also integrity. It's the same wherever I am. It's the same again and again, repeated. True is honesty. It's human, it's not perfect. It's artisan, not airbrushed. It's the real. True is a groundedness and a centeredness that can be trusted by you and others around you to stand in the storm. And that's why this characteristic will be supremely vital and sought after in the cultural moment that we're experiencing. You see, groundedness allows for agility in a way that insecurity does not. The ground on which you're standing will not move. You know who you are who you are, you know why you are, and you're not hiding or pretending or having to remember who you were in certain moments. True is not perfect, because perfect is not true. True is rough around the edges and chipped on the corners and tried through time and fire. True is not polished or performed. True is trusted and sure. True has been tested and has tried. Never trust a leader without a limp, they say. I say never follow one with an open wound, they will bleed all over you. True is not masks, it's not defensiveness, therefore it's not overly complex or questionable. What you see is what you get, and what you see and get is sure. True in this regard is sound and reliable and credible and dependable and vulnerable and therefore trustable. True is a characteristic worth pursuing. And brave is not passivity. It's not fearless, but it fears and then it does. It feels fear and uses fear to push out beyond. Brave is going at your life, not allowing your life just to come at you. Brave is choosing. It is not a waiting. It is not a passive waiting for cultural, traditional, collective permission and norms. Brave is a forging. It's a going ahead. It's having an opinion, a point of view. Brave is a saying. It's an asserting. Brave is not an overthinking, an over-curating, an over-waiting for a perfect moment, because the brave leader knows that that moment does not exist and will never come. And brave is a willingness to fail. To do so trying, to do so smartly, not foolishly, but to fail forward and often, and see failure as an event and not just a person. Brave is the antidote to the oft-experienced paralysis of our day, and the tyranny of option and choice and opportunity, and the incessant noise of decide and hurry. Brave is to decide for you and them and right and this, and not to be obsessed with compare and contrast. Brave might be Thomas Edison and his thousands of attempts at the incandescent light bulb. It might be Linda, a client of mine, who took a job that everyone said was not possible and had a go and changed a culture. It's running with your dream. It's going after your purpose. Brave is a characteristic worth pursuing. Kind is not nice. It lives in a land beyond nice. It is a statement of otherness and therefore the key to creating safe places to attempt great things and have hard conversations. Kind, you see, is the glue of human interaction and the hope of team connectiveness. It is personal always beyond positional. It is caring beyond collaboration. It is compassion even beyond empathy. For kind builds teams. Teams are the secret to every organization, and kind is the catalyzing power behind long-term sustained fruitfulness. Kind gives. Kind serves. Kind surprises, kind surpasses. It makes unreasonable hospitality reasonable and expected and natural and normative. Kind wins. Kind says, I see you, I hear you, I care for you, I honor you. It punches bigger and deeper and longer than anyone believes. And under pressure, kind results in you still being there, in giving greater, in living above and beyond. My friend Jack is kind. He believes that the most important person on the planet is the person in front of him, and he looks and he listens and he knows and he's concerned. Kind is a quality that is worth curating. Curious is what makes us human. It's what keeps us wondering and questioning and progressing. Curious is what breaks our conflicts and unlocks our stagnations. Curious is what makes us human. Its cousins are humility. I don't know, therefore I will ask. I don't have, therefore I will employ. Its cousin is creativity. I see beauty and I want to make it beautiful. Curious is what makes every potential assumption open and not closed, wonder-filled and not judgmental. Curious is what makes us make, what makes us grow, what makes us think, what makes us never stagnate. Curious is my friend Jim, a patent lawyer by trade, who in his 60s decided to study for his pilot's license, then bought his own jet, now flies his own jet, not for status or even primarily for adventure, but to learn new things, to do hard things, to test himself, to stretch himself. His posture childlike and curious. At the end of the day, every experience that remains unprocessed stays unlearned. So what do I take with me? And what should I leave behind me? And what must I get right around me? True, brave, kind, and curious leaders are the ones who stay standing while everything around them is shaking and falling. They are the ones who will keep moving and trying and choosing when others are paralyzed by the fear of the moment. These are the leaders who will build bridges of opportunity, not just walls of protection. They will build relationships of collaboration and not suspicion and competition. True, brave, kind, curious leaders will invent, will create, will speculate and pioneer, will adventure, and will end up populating space that is yet to be imagined and settle territory that is yet to be named. True, brave, kind, and curious. The curation of character that deals with chaos. The chaos will not be managed by control. It will be managed by fixing the character of our times. It is character that fixes character, an etching of the soul.